What if you lived in a 326 square foot studio in Hollywood, Los Angeles? How would you organize it? What would you have in there? Well, today I'm going to show you what I did. If you watched my last video, you should have seen that I had a roach infestation. In that video, I put in a maintenance request asking to get help from pest control, and pest control got back to me and they told me I had to clear all of my stuff out, which made me very sad because I just cleaned my place. Not that people visit me anyway, but I thought for the next 2 hours it's clean, I can give you guys a full tour of my 326 square foot studio apartment in Hollywood. So literally you walk in, there's a closet, bathroom, kitchen, and bedroom / living room. That's really it. I'll do a speed tour showing you all the parts, and then I'll go in depth and show you guys how I organized everything. Alright, so when you walk in through the front door, this is what it looks like. I have a small mirror here, and then you turn to the right, and then this is the bathroom. So when you walk in, the first thing that you see are my shoes. I also put my cleaning stuff here. There's a rack for the bag and my hats. Here's my kitchen, just a few cupboards here, and then my sink, my stove, and my fridge. And then you walk through a little more, and then I have a couch, and then a bed, and then my TV. That's pretty much it. Obviously, there's not a lot of room to put everything, so I had to utilize the quote-unquote hallway area really well. So I definitely don't have a place to put a full-on table. Even if I got rid of that couch and I fit a table inside, it's really congested with having to pull out chairs and all that kind of stuff. I got 2 high tops for this mini kitchen island. I would say this is the primary eating area for me, but I also had to use the island not just as like a countertop or like a table, but also to put I have an air fryer. Shout out Jenny's mom for the air fryer. I have knives and paper towels, just like storage here, you know. Another thing that's technically in the hallway is this dresser, and then also / desk. I got a dresser where the top extended into a desk, so I can use this small area to sit. And then I use the dresser just for like socks, because I don't actually have that much closet space. I also have this little corner set up in my hallway. I have a shoe shelf and then a bench also for shoe storage. It's not the neatest, it's pretty cluttered. All my bags and stuff go on this coat hanger, and so it's really convenient just on the way out, you know. There is technically one more thing in my hallway, and that's the closet. This is my closet pretty much. It's a good size. But the issue is that this area is essentially my only area with storage. And so like my suitcase, I don't know, like cleaning supplies or like whatever, like all of it goes in here. And so it is a good size for clothes. But because I need to store more stuff in here, it gets a little crammed. I also wanted to show you guys the refrigerator. Just got a bunch of photo booth pictures but this side of the fridge, I don't know if you guys can imagine it, but it was essentially just exposed. It was just like a black wall, which I guess is not bad. I wanted to utilize the space somehow, and so at first I thought maybe I should get like a shelf to put up here, maybe use it for more storage. Then I decided to just make it like a wall that I could look at, because I can put all my stuff on top of the fridge. I also don't have a pantry. That is also why I always have like cereal and like protein powder. I also have croutons, plastic cups. They all just sit on top of the fridge. I don't have anywhere else to put it. Here's where all my plates go. My plates and my bowls and my cups. I got seasoning in here. There's like spatulas in here. Spatulas and like all, you know, the kitchen stuff. Plastic wrap in here. I don't have a dishwasher, but that's fine because I don't think I would use it anyway. I grew up Asian. I never knew what dishwashers were for. So I got this couch. This is actually the couch that pulls out and becomes like a huge like conversation pit. Everything here is just decor. It came to the point where I felt like all I really wanted was a place that felt really homey. I don't even read, but I have some books here. The clock doesn't work. I've used it in my videos. I just spun the whip. It doesn't work. I really think I'm learning how to like trick your eye to make things look bigger than they are. And one way I've been doing that is by setting up my decor in a certain way that makes my place look bigger. Having long decor like this makes your place look longer. Another thing that I really wanted was a coffee table. But again, the idea of making things bigger with your decor. Basically, I don't really have room for a coffee table. So I got one that's see-through, so it kind of looks like it's not there. But it's nice because it's like there, but it's not there. Right now, I'm wedged between my coffee table and my bed. My body won't fit on that side, and then my body fits if I sit like this. I have nowhere else in my studio but since I really wanted a coffee table, I did that. I got this tatami mat. I'm Korean, so I didn't really grow up with this kind of stuff. If there was any way that I could separate my living slash bedroom with the rest of my apartment, it would have been through a mat, because any room divider would have taken up too much space, but the mat did the job. And this is also really nice. I really like sitting on this because it's like cool in the summer and kind of like warmer in the winter. I feel like I have so much space to do stuff even though it's so crammed, you know? To show you my bedroom, I'm going to show you from the POV of my couch. That's my bed. The TV sits at the foot of the bed. That corner is a little crazy. It's like away from everything, so I don't really mind it. Everything is small, but it's really homey. If it's just for me, I don't really need too much. Last thing I wanted to show you guys, from the POV of my toilet. And so as I'm sitting down, when I read, I am successful, I am a kind human, I am strong, I am intelligent, I have an incredible life. If I get too tired of this side, I can look over to this side. My actions are meaningful, I am in the right place, I am enough, I am incredible, I am the greatest, I am optimistic. Completely honestly, I don't read those as much as I should, because sometimes I forget I am valued. And sometimes I forget I am brave. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if you guys could tell, but one thing that I tried to do was set it up in a way where if I stood in the middle and I turned to one way, if it would look like a living room, I turned the other way, it would look like a bedroom from my POV. And so even though everything's connected, I wanted to try to make it so that every space seems very distinctly separate. And a part of that was to make videos, so it could seem like I'm in different spaces every time I do something. But over time I realized that if I didn't separate my space like that, I probably would have gone insane by now. Because I realized if you aren't actually able to separate things by like walls, just having distinct spaces for things at least helps me feel a lot less congested in a studio. Anyway, I'm gonna take out all of my stuff now. I'm just going to undo everything that I cleaned, I guess, for the roaches. Bye. With my guitar, it less a town. I drew my heart a little wall, but I felt things were better now. I belong in your arms.